Vibing with Danny's podcast, and today we have a special guest, which is none of the other Z Jeweler.
Hey y'all, hey Danny.
She came to sit and vibe with us today, and I'm just so excited about that. She is, let her give her a little introduction about herself.
Hey y'all, I'm Z Jewelers. You can find me on Instagram at Z Jewelers or all other social platforms. I am a celebrity jewelry designer in Sacramento, California, and Atlanta, Georgia, so check me out.
Check her out, y'all. I just want to get into a little bit about like what inspired you to become a celebrity or, celebrity jeweler or just a jeweler in general.
Well, honestly, Danny, I did not expect to be a jeweler. So this literally happened by faith. I was at a point in my life where I was super dead broke, and my husband and I were literally like splitting $30 a week on groceries and gas just to figure it out. And I was just in a season where I was like, God, there has to be so much more for my life than this. Like, why am I living like this? This is ghetto. So I prayed and I was like, God, please give me a business that I could be very good at. A business where a lot of people would support me, and a business where I could, most importantly, just have a better quality of life. I have no talent. I can't sing, rap, or dance. So I literally was like, God, what can I do? And one night I literally went to bed after praying about my finances and crying. And I had a dream that I was a celebrity jeweler living in Atlanta, Georgia.
Wow.
And the dream felt so real that when I woke up, I literally felt like I was in the wrong life. I was like, no, go back to sleep, like you were rich, like that's just how it felt. So I kept on researching the industry. I kept looking into this. I told God, I said, if this meant anything, please don't let this pass me by. Like, let me pursue it. So I started to put together a business plan and, like I said, researching the industry, and I planned to launch a year from that dream. Wow. But you know how God works. So on April 7th, 2020, I was actually let go from my job because of COVID. They couldn't afford to pay me. And I didn't have any money. I was horrible with spending and saving. So the only thing I had to my name was the LLC that I applied for and, that dream. So I told myself, I have to pay bills. I'm already right on the 7th. So within 3 weeks, I launched Z Jewelers, and it blew up from there.
Wow. And I love it. Like, I see you on the gram. I'm like, oh my God, I love how consistent you are.
Thank you.
And speaking of support, did everybody just support you right off the rib? Because, there's not a lot of female jewelers, black female jewelers at that. Like, I'm just,
Good question. So when I first launched, I was crying to my ex-best friend. I'm like, no one's gonna support this. This is crazy. Like, what do I look like being a jeweler? Who does this? But when I actually did the rollout and I launched, I had an overwhelming amount of support. Wow. It was crazy how many people supported my brand. I got so many, I think over 300 shares on that one post. And a lot of people were inquiring about jewelry from there. So definitely a lot of people supported me at that time.
Wow, that's an amazing success story. Like, that just definitely is inspiring to jewelers out there or anyone inspiring to be a jeweler. Like, what advice could you give anyone who's inspiring to be a jeweler?
I would definitely say product research, knowing your items, because I have a lot of people who have tried to do this after me, and it's almost hilarious to watch because they crumble. They're in shambles. It's not an easy business at all. It's by the grace of God that I'm still in business. It's really, really hard, actually. So I would say really learn the industry. Don't do it just because it looks cool. You have to know what you're talking about, because there are big clients out there who do spend a lot of money, because jewelry is a lot of money. Yeah. If you're spending a lot of money, you're probably researching what you're buying. So the customer knows what they're talking about. And if you lie to them, or if you don't do the best business, then this stuff can backfire on you. So I would say honest business, always do business with integrity, and definitely research the industry.
Wow. Yeah. Wow, Zamar. That's just wowing. Speaking of that, I remember, because I'm also, if y'all don't know, I'm also her stylist.
Yes, she's my hairstylist.
So I remember getting you ready to go and get, ready to present for Lil' Kim or whatever. Yes. So how was that? How was your experience with that?
That was honestly one of the biggest moments in my career. I have only been a jeweler for 3 years.
Wow.
So I know a lot of jewelers take off after their 10th or 15th year. Mm-hmm. So the fact that within 3 years I'm already working with legends is amazing. And Little Kim is such a girl's girl. Yeah. She's such a supporter of women, and she's so kind, most importantly. So she embraced me. She showed a lot of love and support, and it definitely was something that I'll never forget. It was an amazing experience overall.
Wow, it was beautiful. I was like watching you guys from your stories. I'm like, wow, this is just amazing.
Yeah. And she invited me to the BET Awards. Ooh, I gotta brag on that. I was like, what?
That's where you guys
she
were.
She put me on her entourage for a day. Yeah. I was in a Rolls Royce and all that.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
and y'all were all at the club and everything together.
Yeah, we went to the club. I was in her section. Met Ice Spice, and it was dope.
Oh wow,
yeah.
That was lit. That sounds really lit. So who are some of the celebrities that you work with? Like just a few, if you don't mind.
Just to name a few, obviously Little Kim. I've worked with Jonathan Wright, who I love so much. Rest in peace, Dior, that monkey that I love so much.
Oh,
He's famous for that.
I seen that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, when he's monkey, I'm like, wow. I wonder if he's gonna get another one. But
I know. I've made pieces for Alexis Sky. I've made stuff for Jada Chivas. Just to name a few. Yes. Nivea. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I seen that. I was like, wow, that is so dope. That's so lit. Girl, let's talk about when we first met. So Zamar hit me up. Typical Zamar.
Oh God.
She hit me up the night before. She's like, hi, I need a 6 a.m. appointment. I'm like, 6 a.m.? I'm like, with me, I'm such a go-getter. Like, one thing about me, I'm always open to doing hair whenever. If I'm not doing anything, there's always room to make money. And there's always room for a new client. So that was her first time coming. She's like, I need a 6 a.m. appointment. I'm like, okay. I get there or whatever. She came. I'm like, wow. Because, sometimes people set you up on a fluke and don't show up. But I'm like, okay, she was up and ready to come, and that was actually the day that you were headed to the BET Awards. Yeah. To do the jewelry for Lil' Kim. So yeah, I met her. She was super sweet, and then I didn't even know that she was a celebrity jeweler or anything. She just hit me up like, I need this due. I need you to be there at 6 a.m. because I got a plane to catch. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'll be there. I'll be there. So she came in super sweet, per usual, and I slayed. We slayed.
You slayed because Little Kim's whole team was like, girl, you look good. Like your hair, they loved it. So props to you. You always do your thing. I was even getting my makeup done today, and the lady's like, your hair is always slayed. I'm like, hair by Danny.
Thank you.
So she's going to be booking you soon.
Yes, of course. I love how she does makeup because you look fantastic, fabulous today. Like, she did an amazing job. Shout out to her. If y'all ever need a bead, what is her IG? Tamara. Yeah, shout out to her. She does an amazing job. I see all the faces that she do. Like,
she's good.
She does all types of characters and stuff like that. She's really good.
Yeah, she's really, really dope.
Shout out to you, girl. Okay, girl, let's get into a little bit about your business consulting.
Sure.
I see that you launched that, and it looked like it was going pretty well based off of Facebook and all the shares that you were getting and the support. Like, how's that going?
Absolutely insane. So I literally, I'm the friend that everyone calls when they have business questions, when they want to launch a company, or just need overall advice regarding their brand. So after a while, I was like, man, I didn't get paid for this, girl. Like, it's about a check sometimes. No, I'm just playing. No, it's not about a check. But most importantly, what I wanted was, before I leave Sacramento and actually go back to Atlanta permanently, I wanted to see the city move forward. There's a lot of really hardworking entrepreneurs out here, and I see a lot of them just don't have the skill set needed to really run a successful brand. So I took my skills, my knowledge, my education, and I wanted to apply it and help other people learn. So that's why I decided to launch my consulting agency, where I'm helping brands scale from 0 to 6 figures within their first year. Because not a lot of people know this, but my first 30 days of business, after having no money and launching my brand, I made $30,000.
Wow.
So I took that formula that I used and that God gave me, really, and I am applying it to other businesses and helping them grow.
Wow. Yeah. Won't God do it? Like,
yes, girl. I'm a God girl.
Me too. I'm such a God's girl, and I'm just glad that He graced me to meet you, because you're like such a light, and you, like, when you come in, you always have the best energy. I'm like, oh my God, I love Zamar. I just know I'm gonna be happy when you come. Like, no matter how my day's going, I'm like, okay, Zamar's coming in. Okay, I know we're gonna smile, we're gonna talk business, and just, uplifting things. And so I'm just happy that I met you.
Same.
So let's talk about security.
Girl.
Because we all know, well, you know, like you're a jeweler, so people out there, you know, they look for people who are doing something who may have money on them to rob them still. You know, you just never know. You have to stay protected.
For sure.
And like, you know, do you have security? Or are you looking to get security?
Absolutely, girl. My security's in the room right now. As a jeweler, you definitely have to have security. I don't care what scale of jewelry you're doing, big or small. People know that you have expensive items on, and people know that you carry money.
Yeah.
So I have my own security. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
My little hammer time. No, but I definitely, depending on where I go, I do definitely have someone with me, just because you just never know what can go down. And I have 3 beautiful children who depend on me to show up every day. And my wonderful husband, although I know he's the best and they'd be fine without me, I definitely want to be present at all times. So I take my security very serious.
Definitely. Oh, I know, because
I'm not one of them.
There was one time you had to go on a flight because you're always moving. You're so busy. Like every time tomorrow comes, it's like, okay, Danny, we got to get this by this time because I got to be on the plane by this time. Like she literally forgot that she left her protection at the shop. Well, no, actually, she had it on her in the Uber, and then she realized that the Uber had to turn around, bring it back to the shop. They had to, you know.
That's how I knew you were a real one.
I'm like,
because I was on my way to the airport, right? I didn't have my license to carry or anything on me, and I'm like, they're gonna arrest me if I try to get on the plane with a loaded gun. So I literally called you like, Daddy, can I leave my gun with you?
Like that's the craziest thing that any of my clients have ever asked. But I was like, okay, it's tomorrow. Okay, I'll do it for you. Because I know she was headed out to handle some important business. So why not?
Yeah, I had to catch a flight for, I think it was Nibia I was on my way to. It was. That would have been crazy.
Yeah, that was crazy because you needed to catch that flight, and we were like, we were running real close.
Yeah, you held it down though. I appreciate it.
No problem. Okay, let's get into some tea. Because you know, like Sacramento is kind of like close knit in our community or whatever, and let's talk about fake love. Do you ever feel like you're getting like fake love from people, like, you know, in the city, or everyone supports you, or do you know, because you know when people are doing good, there's always those few that have something to say or that kind of like bandwagon, you know, supporters or whatever.
To be 100% honest, if there's any hate out there, I don't hear about it, and I'm honestly sure it's because they know better. I don't hear about it, so you know what to do. But no, honestly, I feel like I get a lot of love in the city. I feel like a lot of people respect what I'm doing, and I do show a lot of love because I am the only jeweler who gives back.
You do.
And I'm really big on that. I give back to the community. I show people love, and I try to help other people grow and give them a hand up in the industry. So, as far as fake love, I mean, some people do try to come around for a name, but I do shut it down pretty prematurely because I don't allow a lot of people around me, honestly, believe it or not. I'm very friendly, and I do a lot of business with people, but I keep it there just because my line of work requires security. So I set those boundaries early on for sure.
I get it.
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about balance. You know, speaking of balance, let's talk about balance. How do you balance being a mom? Because I see you with your kids, you're working with them, playing with them. Like, you're all around full-time mom as well. Like, how do you juggle your work life and mom life?
So for the longest time, I just would say I wing it. But because I've learned the importance of structure, I am now working off of a routine. So I hired a life coach and my amazing sister-in-law, and both of them put together like a routine for me to where I wake up at a certain time most of the time and I just do things on schedule, because what I was doing was I was writing task lists and throwing a bunch of things together and just saying, hey, I'm going to try to accomplish this in a day. And when things don't work out, because I usually operate backwards, I would get super stressed and deal with anxiety and all that craziness. So, working off of a schedule is very important. I was telling somebody earlier that I no longer do like a task sheet. I do what I call a success sheet. It's a success list.
Oh, wow.
A success list I got from this book called The One Thing, which I highly recommend reading.
Okay.
But, you know, a lot of us put together a task list and we're like, oh, I want to check this off, check this off. But a success list is only the things that are going to benefit you for your future. So when you look at a list, it's like, yeah, I could walk the dog. Yeah, I could do X, Y, and Z. But how about upload 100 products today? How about reach out and get back to all my clients and close all my emails and spend intentional time with my husband, spend intentional time with my children, spend time with God today? Those are successless things. So I've switched, you know, the dynamic of how I do things for sure.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. I think I need to start doing that.
Yeah.
Another thing that I do is like I take like a notepad and I'll write things that I need to get done because I'm always up hecka early. I get those things done.
God bless you.
That works, but I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try that for sure because that seems like it cuts all the negative out because it's very hard when you're super busy to stay positive. Yeah. Because sometimes you're tired, whatever the case may be. But that seems like it cuts all of the negative out, and
That's true.
I love that.
Because you're looking at things that are only helping you, so it's a little different. So it goes from being like a job to, wow, I want to do this because this is going to better me tomorrow. So yeah. And
it gives you something to also look forward to. Like, okay, let's see what I'm going to be successful and do today. Yeah. Like, what things am I going to get done? I like that. So another thing is, like, how do you keep up with the latest trends? I see you're doing the grills. I love the grills.
I'm the queen of grills. I'm going to just say that.
Literally. I'm like, wow, I seen one on your story. I'm like, I did not know you did grills like that.
I do teeth. So, keeping up with the latest trends, I do have a lot of friends that are in the industry, and you know they have to keep up with the Joneses for sure. They have to have all the latest jewelry, the Cuban chains, the diamond rings and watches. So they actually keep me up to date, really, because they're calling my phone like, find me a Rolex in the next 24 hours. That's kind of how my life is. So just obviously, like I said earlier, just researching the industry all the time, seeing what is high demand is very important, and just checking people's Instagrams out. Like, what's the latest rap? What's Drake wearing today?
Wow. Yeah. Okay, literally.
Yeah.
You want to do jewelry for him? Like, who's
for sure
that you inspired to do jewelry for?
I definitely want to work with more men. I think I got the women on lock.
Yeah, you do.
But I want to work with Drake. I want to work with Lil Baby, Kodak.
Yeah. Oh, I love Kodak.
Boosie. I got to meet Boosie earlier in the year, so just working with him would be amazing. But yeah, just to name a few.
Yeah, you definitely got to do Kodak. Yeah, in Florida.
Lil Durk is actually my number one.
Oh yeah,
I forgot. I posted about that. He's my favorite rapper. So
I see that for you.
Yeah, Lil Durk. If you're out there, I want to work with you.
Okay. I see that coming. So yeah, I just want to like give you your flowers as well. Like I always give people their flowers when they come and just tell you how proud I am of you, and you know I wish you the best success.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. I enjoyed you. Where can they find you at again?
Instagram at Z Jewelers. Same for Facebook and TikTok.
And you also have a website, right?
I do have a website, shopzjewelers.com. Okay. Use product code ENJOY for 10% off if you are watching this podcast.
Yes, get into it, guys. Y'all gotta check her out, and thank you again.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me. It was so great, and it's so beautiful in here. I wish you guys could see the whole room. It's so nice.
Literally. Thank you so much for coming, and talk to you later.